No one plans for hair loss, but through Hims, you can take the next step with confidence. Access treatments made with clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil to stop hair loss and regrow hair in 3 to 6 months. No waiting rooms, no hoops, just ingredients with a track record of results. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you. With 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/Hail Mary. That's hims.com/Hail Mary for your free online visit. hims.com/Hail Mary. Individual results may vary, based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, what's up, Dog Pack? Welcome back to another Dog Pack Discord episode, live here in the Discord, the final preview show of this horrendous, just soul-sucking 2025 season that we've all had to endure with our lovely Cleveland Browns, though. We are coming off a high note, beating the Steelers in Cleveland. Once again, we were talking before the show started here. That's kind of like an annual tradition. You know, beating the Steelers at home, their fan base melting down. You know, they're risking their playoff spot. There'll be a first-round exit even if they make it. Like, it's just a good time. It was just Christmas. We got New Year's. It's the holidays. Oh, man, it's just good times. Good times right now. So we'll dive into this last preview today. The Browns going down to Cincinnati, wrapping things up this season against the Bengals. Got Kenny Mack here on stage with me today.
Let's go, baby.
Kenny was having some massive technical difficulties getting this thing started, but we got him. We got him, so that's good.
Yeah.
Is this still freezing cold up there? Because I think you guys sent some of that our way. It is cold here.
Dude, I'm trying to send it everybody's way. It is in Celsius. It is minus 26 with the wind chill. I don't have this toucan for looks. I need it. It is very, very cold. And we had a flash freeze last night after some freezing rain. So it's an ice rink. And if you've seen people skating and playing hockey just on the road, it's a real thing that actually happened. So That's how cold it is. Nice.
Wonderful. Well, it is that time of year, so I guess we can't complain too much. Again, If you guys are listening to this after the fact of this live and you want to be part of these in the future, because just because today's the last preview show, like I've been saying, does not mean we're done. The podcast it goes all off season. We've got, the draft talk. Maybe we'll talk a little bit today. Head coaching search possibly coming up. Free agency, all that. We'll be doing these Dog Pack Discord lives once a week into the future as well. So go to jointhedogs.com if you want to be part of this in the future. And, you can sync up with the private Discord through the Patreon there and hang out with all of these diehard Browns fans. You get to play fantasy football with us, which, as we were talking before the show, championship weekend just wrapped up. So congratulations to all of the fantasy champions out there, all of our Dog Pack fantasy champions here in the community. I have not had a chance to go through all the leagues yet to see who won each league, but you will be getting your championship t-shirt with your roster on the back and all that good stuff. And if the fantasy playoffs are so much fun, especially in the Dog Pack. Andrew Jackson down here, sorry, man. I thought we had a dynasty championship last night, and I thought he had me. I was toast, man. Puka Nacua, 3 for 29 through like 3.5 quarters. I'm like, I only needed, 8 points or something to beat him. I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then he catches the touchdown, and it's game over. So, and then in the redraft league of mine, one of mine, Ashton the Joker, I don't know if he's in here yet. Usually he comes into the show. He beat me, actually stomped me pretty good. I did not have a good showing one bit. Kenny, how'd you do in your Dog Pack league?
Oh man, I think I was battling for third in both both my fantasy teams, just between injuries, stupid suspensions by punching people in the face. I couldn't get enough guys for the previous week and this week, and I just tanked. But I brought in like a 12-2 team, didn't make it to the championship game or win it. And then the other one, I was 9-5, and again, battling for third place, didn't make it. Too little, too late for too many injuries, man.
It was a rough year for injury, especially like those high-end players, the guys you took in the first, second, third rounds. Like, they were just hurt all year, it felt like.
For me, it just fell off right in the last 2 weeks. I just couldn't get, I was really just scrambling to get anybody into the lineup just to make it a valid lineup.
Yeah.
And I just had guys that just didn't perform. And here I am sitting in fifth place in most of my leagues. So.
Yep, that's the way it goes sometimes. But again, fantasy football is so much fun. So if you're interested in doing that with us in the Dog Pack next year, jointhedogs.com. I mean, as long as you're a member with the Dog Pack, you get to play fantasy. You just have to put your name on the registration whenever that time comes around during the summer, and you're good to go. So check it out, jointhedogs.com. Okay, today what I want to do is similar to last week, Kenny. Let's go through this preview for the Bengals game. Real quick, I got just a couple notes here I want to talk about. We can discuss it a little bit, bring anybody up who wants to chat about it. And then I kind of want to do a couple other main topics. We can talk about whatever you guys want to, obviously, but I want to talk about Kevin Stefanski's future because there have been some is he, isn't he coming back next year type things in the media this week. His comments in his press conference yesterday were a little odd, I thought, and so did some of the media members as well. And then I want to dive into what you guys think about Shedeur's future in Cleveland, the quarterback situation altogether. J-Dog, I know it is Shedeur next year. I got you, buddy. But no, we'll talk about it. It's going to be fun. So first thing, I just want to, let's do this Bengals thing. So Sunday, they finally set the time. This was a flex game all year, but obviously it's Browns Bengals. Neither team's playing for anything. They both suck this year, so you guys play Sunday, 1 o'clock. Get mixed in with that slate. We're not going to worry about you. No island games for you. 4-12, Cleveland Browns heading down to Kentucky to face the 6-10 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 7.5-point favorites. This game, over under 44.5, and Cleveland's money line is plus 320. I will tell you guys right now, as a Browns fan, I freaking love this game. I do. Honestly, this is one that I am very, very excited for. First of all, and we can spend some more time talking about this too, Myles Garrett, still just 1 sack away from the NFL single-season sack record. He has 12 sacks in 9 career games against Joe Burrow. That is like 1.3 per game, and we know the Bengals O-line sucks this season, and Myles Garrett even had 2 sacks against Joe Burrow in week 1. So for me, that's easily like the headliner in this game is Myles Garrett getting that sack record. That is key number 1. But this Bengals defense is bad. And how bad have they been this season? They're the worst in the league. They give up 392 yards per game, damn near 400, and 29.5 points per game, so almost 430. And I love this game because if Shedeur Sanders wants to end the season with a statement game, this is the team to do it against. They give up like the 5th most passing yards and the most rushing yards. Once again, I doubt that we'll be able to muster more than like 2 yards a carry because that's all we can do. I fully expect Shedeur to probably be the leading rusher again, but this is a game where I want to see him dice up a defense. I know we might not have Harold Fannin Jr., which sucks. I haven't heard any updates on that. If you guys have in the chat, let me know. And, the wide receiving options, pretty slim after Fannin, but still, Shedeur has shown that he can make things happen even without those premier assets at his disposal. And for me, like Blake said Sunday night as well, just don't turn the ball over. I want to see him end the season with a turnover-free game and ride off into 2026. I don't care if we win or lose. Ride off into 2026 just after a good game. Give us something on a high note. Kenny, what are you thinking about this game?
Yeah, I've got a lot of the same points you do. I mean, the biggest thing is, as an offense, we're just not very good, but we're going against that really bad Cincinnati Bengal defense. And one thing I definitely want to see is I definitely want to see us get more than that 16.2 points that we average a game. And they're the worst in the league, the Bengals, that is, in run defense. And I'd like to see the offensive line getting something going. I mean, they were kind of okay when they were playing in the first quarter to mid to second. They looked okay. And if they can just kind of keep it up for the entire game, just be consistent for once. This is a culmination of the entire year. These guys, this is their last game, their last tape to put out. And you're putting it out against what is known to be the worst defense in the league. So you want to have your best game, and they give up 29.5 points a game. So hit 24, treat yourself. It's Christmas time. Get yourself some points on that board. But you hit the nail on the head with the Myles Garrett thing. Like, the biggest thing that we have to do to get Myles at sack is we just can't play that porous defense on the run. Like, we can't start off slow on run defense. Like, look at Chase Brown. In the last 2 games, he's got 167 yards on 34 carries and 3 touchdowns. And he's got 7 more receptions for 83 yards and 2 more scores. The guy's got 0 fumbles. This guy is going to be hungry because he's got 947 yards. Generally, to me, what that means, he wants to hit 1,000. It always looks good, right? But there's got to be some kind of incentive or escalator that he's looking to get. And so he's going to be hungry to run the rock, man. But if he's running the rock, it's going to make it more comfortable for Burrow. He's going to have a better balanced game. It's going to keep Myles off him because the run game's happening. So, all we have to do, guys, is just stay honest in the run and make sure that Chase Brown has a bad game. So Burrow is going 3rd and long all the time, and we can release the hounds.
You reminded me there with Chase Brown. Week 1, go all the way back to the beginning of the season. Very first drive of the year. The Browns are on defense. Bengals come out. And what do? They run it right down our throat, down the field with Chase Brown. And I remember we're texting in the group chat. We're talking to you guys in Discord. We're like, what is going on? Where is this vaunted Browns defense that we've heard all about all summer long? We just got gashed by the worst offensive line and Chase Brown on that first drive. Then we kind of clamped down, shut it down the rest of the game. But, we probably should have taken that a little more seriously at the time of things to come. And it's like the Bills game. That first half, gashed.
Dude,
just
you
completely
just took the words
gashed.
right out of my mouth, man. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Second half, clamp down. But we need to be able to do that early on. I mean, Chase Brown's going to get his. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we suck so much against the run. It's going to happen. But we just need to limit it so that we got to force him to throw. Please, Myles has to get this record. Imagine if he sits at 22 and doesn't get it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh man, that would be a tough pill to swallow, especially when you have what to do to get it done, and you're just not doing it. I mean, the other thing that keeps it, them to get the sack record is that the offense throws some points on the board, gets a lead.
Yeah,
they're eventually going to have to pass more, right? In a team that doesn't do anything well on defense. I mean, Shedeur should be looking at a game to a club that allows 392 yards a game. He should be looking at hitting the 300 mark just himself. If he gets 280, I'd be happy, but I'm kind of looking for that guy to go like 25, 35, 280, 2 touchdowns. He might have an interception because that's he's been getting a lot of tips at the line, but and maybe like 20, 30 yards rushing. So we'll see.
Yeah. I see you guys in the chat here talking about Colton. You guys are chatting a little bit about Deshaun Watson, his contract, what's on the books next year, how all that's going to work. If you guys want to come up here a little bit later in the show, we can talk about that. Brad's got his hand up first. What else is new? Brad, get up here and give us some positivity, man.
Positive. You're looking for positivity from me?
I'm trying. Of
all people?
You got time off?
Come on, man. You got some. You got some.
We have 6 days left to Kevin Stefanski.
That's positive. There you go.
Jeremy Fowler today says the Browns have done a preliminary search or research on a coach change.
Good.
So, and then we had that report about them bringing in 2 of the worst previous GMs I've ever heard of, and for what was it? More senior options,
senior
or whatever
voices.
They called it.
Senior voices. Yeah,
voices. That's the word. Well, if you're starting to hear that stuff, it's already kind of like, all right, let's get through the last game, and they're already starting to look towards the future already. Like, what does it look like getting rid of Kevin, or moving on from this, or moving Andrew Berry up, or who knows? Maybe they want to fire Andrew Berry too. Who knows what's going to go on? But yeah, 6 days.
Let's start right. Let's keep it right there for a second, because I did say one thing we wanted to talk about. A main topic here today was Kevin's future. Might as well just roll that in here a little bit. So if you guys have not been, following along with social media and everything, just to bring everybody up to speed, yesterday on Monday, I think it was Tony Grossi in the press conference asked Kevin Stefanski something about, are you looking to, I forget exactly how he worded it, and I should have brought it up. Are you excited or whatever, or are you looking to continue your time here in Cleveland after 2 frustrating seasons? And Kevin said, I'm just focused on this game with Cincinnati, but I will say I am privileged to have this job. And Tony now is on like ESPN Cleveland today talking about how, well, if he didn't say yes, he didn't come out and say, absolutely, I expect to be here next year. I'm looking forward to it. This is my team. He didn't do any of that. He just said, I'm privileged to have this job, and moved on. So there's a lot of speculation. Is there going to be an amicable breakup? Is it not going to be a firing so much as a Kevin Stefanski is stepping away from the Browns as the head coach type thing?
I could see that more happening than a hard fire. Like, it would be. It's not going to be. It's. I think because of like this whole process of how Jimmy went about this in the beginning, when they brought in Kevin and Barry and DePodesta, and like had this, we're all gonna be like locked in, and we're all gonna like shoot off of each other's ideas and like be one cohesive like thing. And now like DePodesta's left, we haven't really seen Andrew Berry in a while, and he's kind of been like here and there on his question answering, and now we have this end of the season. They're looking for senior voices. They're already kind of looking into a new coach, so you kind of see the writing on the wall. And I think it's be more amicable than it's a hard fire.
Yeah, because you hear everybody talk about how well respected Kevin is around the league, and I think I've said this a million times. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a smart coach. I think he's a smart football guy. It's not working. I just don't think he's able to adapt his offense to what the NFL knows what he's doing. I mean, when you got the Houston Texans in the playoffs, defenders, they know what you're running on offense. They know your plays before you run them. That's a problem. Like, you got to get that fixed. He doesn't. But I do think, he is a well-respected coach, and I could see the Browns doing him a solid, coming to an agreement like, look, we are going to be moving on from you, but we'll give you a chance to step away from the team, or whatever you want to call it. So that's not like, you're not part of the Black Monday fired groups. You're just no longer the head coach here, whatever. You can dress it up. We'll call it what it is. They got 7 wins in 2 years.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, that's just not good enough. And if you lose to the Bengals and you go 1-5 in your division, like, you can't lose division games like they have. And it hasn't been going on for the last, I think they split they went 2-4 last year, right? Like, you can't do that. You're a coach to win those games. What he said in his press conference to me was typical Kevin Stefanski. My sole focus is on the game versus Cincinnati. He's literally said that for the last 5 weeks, because everybody has asked him, like Mary Kay, any other pundit has asked him this every week. This one's just got more run because it's close to the end of the season, and people feel it's weird, like it's a privilege to have this job. Like, but he's emotionless like that. Like, I'm still prepared until I actually see it that he's going to be here, because I don't think this is a very attractive job. I've said that many times. On the flip side, though, I have said he doesn't look as engaged, and I wouldn't be surprised where it comes to the part of the article that you guys are talking about is that they mutually decide to just end it. Because I could see him just going like, listen, like, the offense, I'm an offensive coach. The offensive players that you gave me this year, I mean, I don't know what coach could win with that. I would think he would be thinking the same thing. There's times with Stefanski where I'm just like, you know what? I think I'd be out of here if I were him. And that's kind of, I know it's both sides of the coin, but that's kind of the way I see it,
Yeah, and
but overall, he's here until I see that he's not.
And if you guys watch the show when Blake's on here, Blake obviously is still very much a Kevin guy. I think he's on the I guess if we fire him, it's whatever. But if it were up to him, I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, I'm pretty sure he would keep him. And, I know there's been a lot of games that we lost close this year, but we lost on a lot of it was like poorly coached situations, bad game management, things that have cost the Browns games under Kevin Stefanski for a year since he's been here. He doesn't hold anybody accountable. Colton in the chat, how many times can he give up play calling duties and keep his job? And another profession holds their employees more accountable. He doesn't hold anybody accountable. There's no accountability on the coaching staff. Yeah. The only person he's ever held accountable is Wyatt Teller for some odd reason. I still don't know what the hell's going on with that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just time. Yeah. It's just time to go. This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
No one plans for hair loss, but through Hims, you can take the next step with confidence. Access treatments made with clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil to stop hair loss and regrow hair in 3 to 6 months. No waiting rooms, no hoops, just ingredients with a track record of results. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you. With 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/Hail Mary. That's hims.com/Hail Mary for your free online visit. hims.com/Hail Mary. Individual results may vary, based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Yes.
Hey, six seasons is a long time, and if you're on a downward trend and it's for 2 seasons and you're not really getting that much better, it's tough, and you need to go.
Yeah. So, like, statistically in the league, there is a 2 to 3 year window after you get to the playoffs that if you do like terrible those 2 to 3 years after, most likely you're getting fired.
Correct. Yep.
So that's pretty on par for where we're at right now. I mean, you could say the same thing for Zach Taylor. I mean, how many years has it been since the Bengals have been to the Super Bowl? What, 3-4 years now?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I could see a big shakeup in the AFC in general. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know where the Steelers ownership is at, but I know Steelers fans after that game on Sunday, want Mike Tomlin shot into the sun. So,
yeah, man, that's unreal. I mean, just to get to the playoffs every year, I mean, that's something that we would love to have, but it's not good enough there.
No, I mean, 10 years of not winning a playoff game is not good.
No. I mean, that should be your standard. That should be your standard.
Yeah, 100%.
As far as the Bengals game goes Sunday, I could see it being a little shootout-ish. I'm not saying like 40 points shootout. I'm saying like in the 20-ish point shootout area, just because the Bengals offense is still really good, but their defense is trash. So hopefully that'll open up our offense a little bit. I am a little leery that I don't know if Fannon's going to be back for this game. I also am a little leery if Carson Wester is going to be back for this game. So that's 2 injuries I'm worried about.
I'd love to see Carson. I'd love to see Carson get the just the rookie record for tackles for the Browns. He needs like 2 more to tie DeQuell Jackson.
That's not the rookie, dude. That's not the rookie record. That's just single season. That's just the single season tackle record. It's not just rookies. That's anybody.
Oh,
DeQuell Jackson wasn't a rookie.
I thought that was DeQuell when he was a rookie. My bad.
No, okay. those are just the single season numbers, man. And he's number 2 on that list. So he needs 3 tackles and he'll be number 1 all time.
Okay, I'll change that up. I would love for him to do that as a rookie. So he needs 3 tackles.
This is a guy who had a high ankle sprain, right? And then 2 weeks later, we had the bye week, but then he was back out there. He never missed a snap during the game, never missed a snap coming back, didn't miss a snap on Sunday. I expect Carson Wester to play for sure. I would be honestly, I'd be kind of shocked if he didn't.
He was looking pretty rough on Sunday, though.
He's a dog. He's different.
Looked really hurt.
I know, but I'm just. He even said like you'd have to carry me off the field.
Yeah,
it'd have to be bad.
Fannin, though, I am worried about. I mean, going out of the game after the 1 catch, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's.
Well, he had the groin injury from practice on Friday, I believe. So that he was already hurt. So I think he just really aggravated it, and that's why it is a little more concerning too. He was able to give it a go and get down the field, catch a touchdown. It was nice, but. Sucks that he aggravated
a groin muscle to get in and out of your brace is going to be really tough, especially if you re-injured it. I mean, the only thing you can do is run like 1 routes, right? Like flies. Good luck. I mean, I'll still take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could do that. But I expect Myles to have a minimum of 2 sacks on Joe Burrow. It's not.
I hope so.
It's just because awesome. Like Joe, it's not even like that the line is bad with the Bengals. I've seen Joe just run into Myles Garrett on a sack. Like when their line was like decent, like the Super Bowl era, we still like got to him constantly. So, and I just think Joe just second guesses his throws and his timing as soon as Myles is out on that field. So, and that's why we have Kevin has, one of the best records against the Bengals is because Joe Burrow has to keep looking for Myles coming at him. So.
Well, and hopefully, Jim Schwartz is not a dummy this week. Move him around the line. I don't understand why we're not doing this. Why does he only get the rush over the left tackle?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is Myles just wants to do that. That's the only thing I can think of. That's where he's comfortable and. But I mean, that would be not smart thinking. So
I don't know. I am not beyond putting things on the coaching staff. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, fair.
Positive, win or lose, it don't matter about our draft position. Like if we win, we stay where we're at. And if we lose, we might move up 1 spot. Well, if one of the other teams win, but we'll pretty much stay where we're at.
Now, there's a lot of things that have to happen, but the Browns could range anywhere from the 3rd pick to the 7th pick, is what I read.
Oh, okay. Well,
we can't go any lower than 7, whatever. But we can't go any higher than 3.
Fine. Then yeah.
So,
Just stay in the top 10 and I'm good.
Yep, just wherever you need to be to take Carnell Tate, and I'm happy. I'm happy, boy.
Carnell Tate, no matter what. Put
That's
the sticky note down right now. Carnell Tate, no matter what.
All right. Well, hey, look, I'm going to bounce you. Why don't you come back up here a little bit later? If anybody else wants to get up here and chat about Kevin or this game, go ahead and put your hands up in the chat. And then we also need to talk about the quarterback situation and Shedeur Sanders and all that stuff. I did want to say real quick, Kenny had said, and you've said this a few times, that you don't think this is a very attractive coaching job. And I see your point. Like, I understand where you're coming from. I push back just a little bit because I think and I've said this too, I think for unnamed, whoever it is, coordinator guy, you're taking whatever head coaching job you can get. Typically, obviously, if you've got options, this might not be at the top of your option list, but if there's only 5 head coaching vacancies, two of them get filled with former head coaches, and then there's only 3 open for new coordinator guys, and there's 6 people that want jobs. You know, the supply and demand usually overrules how attractive the job looks, in my opinion. But, you know, we've got 2 first-round picks. We've got this great rookie class that we just had this last year to build on and everything. I know having Deshaun Watson there in that contract situation sucks, but hey, as the coach, I'm saying, GM, you worry about the contract. I don't care. I'm not playing the guy. You know, that's part of my interview. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know what? Those are all good points, and I just, you know what? Part of my thought process might be just the fact that I'm just down on the whole Deshaun Watson scenario, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm like, you know, you think in your head like, well, if I was a coach, I don't want to deal with this. But you're not wrong. I mean, the draft class is awesome, and like it's so good. Like, there's not enough pundits that could like, you know, talk about it. Like that's it's something to hang your hat on, and the defense has still got a bit of a window in it. So there's definitely things that you can build off of, and if they can put something around Shedeur and can make him, you know, into what we think he can, which is a guy that can make, you know, fast decisions with, you know, good players, the sky is maybe the limit. So, you know, it's just how you interpret the information and who you can actually get and can make it happen.
Yeah, you know, that was a good point you just made too about, you know, the defense. There's still a window there. And, you know, I think a lot of times, at least for me, this is definitely me, when I'm talking about head coaching search and coordinators and stuff, I'm looking more at like the OCs, the offensive guys. If you're a defensive coordinator looking for a head job, this might be a pretty attractive head coaching position because you get Myles Garrett, you get Denzel Ward, you get Carson Schlesinger and Mason Graham, and hopefully Devin Bush is back. And, you know, these guys, that's like, okay, I can work with that. I know some, you know, if I'm defensive coordinator guy, I've got some offensive buddies that I've worked with, you know, on this staff or that staff or whatever. I know a guy who can come in here and be a good offensive coordinator. I'm worried about the defense. Well, maybe now it's more attractive to a defensive minded coach.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, there's a ton of defensive coaches that people want out there. I mean, Robert Saleh is something that I've been reading on the internet, and then you know, there's the guy from is it Minter from Seattle? I mean, he's another guy that people are looking for. And so, I mean, again, like, who wouldn't want to work with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward? You have that kind of wrapped up for a couple of years before you have to figure out anything, and that be attractive for them. And then we've said it before, like, if you get one of these guys that's a defensive coordinator and they're really going to lock down the defense, you just get a really good offensive coordinator, somebody that's got, you know, a lot of experience. We've even said before, the Callahans, get both of them in here. The son with the father. The father's been here before. We love the guy, and maybe you can get things going on the offensive line, and they just, you know, make things work for Shedeur.
Yeah, Colton in the chat says, I want Kubiak from Seattle. Look what he just did with Darnold this season. Clint Kubiak, obviously, I like the guy. I think he would be a good option for head coach. That would be a little bit more on what I feel like Kenny's saying, where if he's got some options, this probably isn't the ideal spot for him, because you're an offensive guy. This offense blows. You don't have a whole lot of pieces to work with, whether you believe in Shedeur Sanders or not. You don't have pieces. And it's a lot to build up and everything. I could see that, where if you got a better option on the table, you're probably going to take that option. Whereas a defensive guy, was it Chris Shula? Is that what Gage is saying here? Rams DC. I knew it was the Rams DC. I thought it was Shula. That would be the type of guy. Who's the DC up in Green Bay, guys? Help me with that too, because I think that was another one people have been talking about. But yeah, and this is all obviously predicated on the assumption that Kevin Stefanski's not here in, what did Brad say, 6 days? So we'll see. Hadley? Yeah, that's who it is. Up in
there it is.
Green Bay. So yeah, there's options. I mean, I know people, well, this isn't a good, coaching carousel or whatever. There's guys every year. Now, are we going to get them?
Brian Flores is the name you've been hearing as well. He's tough. He's defensive minded, high on leadership. I just don't like what I've heard out of Miami on that guy, but I mean, people grow up too, so
it's true.
We'll see what happens.
Honestly, I think we just need change. We just need something different. We need different voice, different leadership. And, if it doesn't work, then we're just going to, it's not like we are, strangers to head coaching searches here in the Cleveland Browns fan base. But
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Does anybody down here want to come up, chat, ask questions, talk about anything? I love what you guys are talking about in the chat too. It's good stuff. Kenny, as far as the quarterback situation right now, where do you fall? Are you on the, if we can get our hands on one of these top prospects, whoever they may be coming out next year, we should explore it, maybe try to do it, or should we just say, you know what, we like what we've seen from Shedeur Sanders, we're going with him in 2026, and we're going to give him some pieces and see what we can do?
Just based on the contract situation that we're in that quarterback position and in that room, I think you go with Shedeur based on what you've seen. The guy basically is, in the failures that he's had, he's taken them and made them into something the next game. It seems like he, like you said, he kind of watches tape on himself. He moves forward with direction, and he expands his game and fixes his games up. That being said, it's going to be hard for him to get that much better like this year, for example, just based on the quality of receivers, the quality of our offensive line. Hell, we had a game where, it was the 11th worst efficient offensive performance that ever was since 1978. And, there's nothing you can do with that. But again, we wanted to see some more explosives based on the previous quarterback that was in. He came in and he knows how to deliver a long ball. He's got nice touch. He navigates the pocket well for a very poor offensive line. If you look on PFF, I'm sure they're one of the, worst rated in PFF. And then, he's just navigating that and getting enough done to win some games. And I think you can build on that by, we all love Tate, but whatever receiver that we can get to help him moving forward, probably draft 2 tackles, probably get him another tight end because we don't know what's happening with Njoku. And we really love Fannin, obviously, but he's just a weapon, that guy. You can move him around anywhere, and he's like an H-back tight end. We can get him that stuff, and then let's see what he can really do. With a good offensive coordinator as well. Yeah, I mean, offensive efficiency numbers for any of the Browns quarterbacks this year, you gotta add some context with it. I'm people. Oh, you're just making excuses for this guy. I'll make excuses for all 3 of our quarterbacks this year. This offense blows. Offensive efficiency. Are you kidding me? You're going to put that on the quarterback? Look what he's working with. We can't run the ball. We can't catch the ball. We can't block anybody. Spare me with the offensive efficiency stuff, all you people out there that aren't. There's so many people that don't watch the games and just look at the numbers and are like, oh, well, this. I'm like, did you watch? Because people will say, well, Dylan Gabriel's numbers. I'm like, did you watch? Don't tell me the number. Don't talk to me about numbers between those two. Mm-hmm. But. Yeah, no, it's been bad. I was watching Chase Daniels do a breakdown on Shedeur Sanders, and it was on the one route where he hit Brendan Bates. That was for 16 yards against the Steelers. And just, we love Wyatt Teller, but I watched Wyatt Teller in pass blocking, and I don't know what the heck was going on. He steps back, linebacker blitzes just right by him, doesn't even pick him up, doesn't see him. And lets him free rein to hit Shedeur, thank God he's got pocket presence, awareness, did a little bit of a joke move, and then, fired the ball down to Bates. But I was like, oh my God, like, what are we doing here? This is the 15th game into this, or the 16th game into the season. I'm like, and we still can't pick up a blitzing linebacker. Wow. It's frustrating to see where it's been on this offensive line this late in the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Colton up here on stage with us. Colton, how you doing, man?
Hey, good fellas. How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Hey, buddy.
I was going to say, Kenny's got his Buckeye necklace on, don't you, Kenny?
Yeah, I got it on. I wish I had my other camera, but technical difficulties. I'm cheering for the Buckeyes, man. Can't wait.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys about them. You looking forward to tomorrow night?
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I am. There's actually some prospects on both sides that I would love drafted onto this team. The Buckeyes are 10.5 point favorites in this. I know the Miami fans are still crying about the last time we beat them in the national championship. I love the way that our receivers are kind of owning this. And man, if they can I just want to see a game where they just really own it. And I think last year, Jeremiah Smith and the receivers just own it all the way through the playoffs. Like, we did not do that enough against Indiana. And I think if we just can open the hood and just fire it up and just bomb it to the receivers, let's just let Sayan do it, man.
Yeah, no, I know I'm super excited about it too. And you're talking about prospects on both sides of the ball. I mean, there's just, if we don't have representation there, then there's something seriously wrong with that front office. So
yeah, or they know they're not going to be
maybe
here.
They can send us next year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll go for sure.
Okay, so here's the big question for you, Colton, for chat. How are you guys handling this? Buckeyes and Miami, Stranger Things finale. This episode is sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University. Browns fans, do you ever feel stuck in your current job? Like, if you just had a different degree or some more education in a certain area, you could do something you really want to do. Well, Southern New Hampshire University has the answers for you. Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your new career today. SNHU is one of the largest online accredited universities in the United States, and it's radically affordable. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your degree for your new career, 100% online and 100% on your time. snhu.edu/bark. This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer. And the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough? Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification.
So you cut out there a little bit at the end.
Okay.
No, you're okay.
No, I was saying between the Ohio State game and the Stranger Things finale, how are we handling the priority of viewers or our viewing minutes tomorrow night?
Yeah,
oh, man. Buckeyes all the way, man. There's replays for that for Stranger Things, man. And I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I get only so many hours a week to be able to watch football. Besides that, I've got 2 crazy kids running around the place. So I try to balance out my football fandom, usually Saturdays and Sundays. But yeah, it's definitely going to be the Buckeyes.
We got Gage down here. Stranger Things has been underwhelming, bro. This last season has sucked. I couldn't agree more. It's bad, man. It's really bad. But I'm like holding out a little bit of hope that somehow this finale will save it. But it will not take away the disappointment from watching, especially those last 3 were rough. But anyway, Colton, back to the conversation here. What do you got for us?
You're good. You're good. Yeah, no, so we're obviously talking about all things Browns in the chat, whether it be in the coaching search that could potentially be happening, the draft, potential free agents. I know I was talking a little bit about the cap earlier, and you said, hey, let's get to that in a little bit. So with that Deshaun Watson insurance relief, I'm just trying to figure out the ins and outs with that.
Right.
Does that insurance policy kick in for next season and then we're granted basically what we paid him this season, or how does that work?
Okay, so I'm just trying to pull up his numbers real quick. The way I'm going to stumble through this, so I apologize in advance because I don't have the stuff pulled up. The way I understand it with the insurance stuff, and it's all very complicated, but they will get salary cap relief. It does not mean it's relief specifically like for him or that we get any. I think we get a certain number like of extra available to us next year since he didn't play this year, if that makes sense. As far as
like
what
we get an additional, I'm just using round numbers.
Sure.
I think it's around 35 million, give or take. Would it be that full percentage, or is it like prorated? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man, it's so complicated.
I think the owner gets 80% back, which is the 35 you're talking about. It's just I think kind of the bugaboo when we talk about this is we don't know if it gets applied against the salary cap or not. And that's where I've heard like different things and people don't understand it enough to like really tell us what goes on and when there's an insurance claim of this magnitude, when someone misses an entire year and how it actually affects. I can tell you one thing. I think we have like 44 million in rollover money. Do we not? And that's something that can be added as well as like I think we have 35 expiring contracts this year as well.
So I'm just trying to pull up some stuff here real quick. I'm hope again, I don't know if all this information is exactly correct. It says if Deshaun Watson misses the entire 2025 season, which he did, the Browns could recover over $58 million in cap space credited in 2026. Which would be, that would cover insurance from 24 and 25 is what this is saying. A policy allows for prorated payouts if he misses only part of a season with a deductible threshold. It's complicated. All that matters is he's on the team next year. He's uncuttable. He's unmovable. Yep. Have to have him because on over the cap, right now he's an $80.7 million cap number next year with a $131 million dead cap. Yeah.
I think I'm looking at the same thing as you now. He accounts for almost 27% of our cap hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
So then what do you do? Because you want to sign players next year, or you just eat the year with a ton of rookie free agents. You just kick the can down again and just pay it out later in his next year, because you can kick it down one more time on his last year, can you not?
I don't
want to say yes, but I could be wrong.
Jack Duff, from the way he says it, he's kind of like you can keep kicking it down till his last year, and then you just pay him off, and then you pay him out the 2-3 years after.
Yeah, because it's a
good thing about a rich owner. You can convert a lot of that to a signing, or you know what I mean, like the. My goodness, I'm like it's not a signing bonus, but
roster bonus. So and that's the restructure though. But that's kind of the kick in the can down the road that Kenny's talking about too. I don't know, man. Like we got to get Jack Duffin on sometime here in the offseason just to really hash that out, because he's an expert on all that stuff and he'll have all the answers. So I'll make a note definitely going to have Jack on at some point to talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because I know we're talking about, we got to address offensive line, receivers, all these other areas too. And if we have 35 expiring contracts, some of those we're going to convert back and re-sign those guys. But that's a lot of holes to fill across the roster. So we're going to need as much cap as humanly possible. That's what was gauging my interest in that whole insurance thing. So
yeah, well, if Kenny wants to talk about it, a job that's not very attractive, I would say Browns GM, not very attractive.
Yeah, maybe there you go. Yeah, and the 35 contracts that are expiring, that's against the 90-man roster, not like the final 50, okay. Right? So,
gotcha. No, that makes sense then. Yeah, 35 on a 53-man roster was a little alarming to me. I was pretty nervous about that.
Yeah, no, that's the entire sum, but the guys like most of our offensive line, Njoku, those are some big names that you have to replace. I know they haven't been great in the last years, but they're still have to be replaced, and you need an offensive line for the next year. But you get guys like even Okoronkwo still on our payroll. That contract will be done, whatever portion that we have to remain to pay him after we traded him. We got a bit of Newsome still left. Obviously, we signed Alex Wright, but then you got Pierre Strong, even though we cut him to pay him off. Mohamed Diabate, he's basically needs to be re-signed. Roddy Hickman's done. Andre Smits, he's another guy. Those are all guys that you don't want to lose.
Right.
MJ Emerson is up. Jerome Baker's done. Tevin Jenkins, Delvin Bush. There's a lot of guys. Shelby Harris. There's a lot of guys that we're going to either be missing or getting older. We're not re-signed them. So we got to really be looking and fill a lot of holes again.
I will say this is from following Jack Duffin and reading his stuff on Twitter and everything, the articles he writes. He's not concerned. He says, don't worry, the Browns are going to have plenty of cap, plenty of money to sign players and fill up this roster. Now, they're not going to be able to go out and sign all the high-end free agents and stuff like that, obviously. But it's not doom and gloom. So I think however it works out, however the dollars shake out here and there on the cap and the cash and whatever, I trust Jack. He's not concerned, so I'm not concerned.
Yeah, fair point.
But Colton, are you still there, or so you're on mute?
You're on mute, Colton.
All right. We'll move Colton out. If you want to come back up, Colton, get your hand back up. We'll bring Gage up here. Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Gage,
what's going on?
Man, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Kenny?
Good, buddy. Good. Just cold. Coming down to see you.
Yeah. I wanted to pick your mind a little bit. Do we think, regardless if we win or not, is Kevin gone? Or do you think if we win, he stays?
I don't
my ultimate I just getting ready for him to come back. And again, it's just the way that things have gone with the Browns. Although I had this conversation with Josh last week, and I just thought the way that the media was treating him in the previous week, it was like he was still going to be around. Now all this stuff is coming out, and it's like, okay, well, maybe he is going to be gone. I mean, if you're asking me just to look at the records, I would say that he should be gone based on the way the records are. I mean, to go through that many losses in the last 2 years, he should be gone. But for some reason, my gut's telling me that he's not for some reason.
I don't personally think that what happens on Sunday matters to the decision. I think whatever the decision is already made. I don't think beating the Steelers impacted that decision. I think the Browns knew either they were keeping him into 2026 or they were not. And these last two games they're not going to make a difference. I mean, look how many games we've lost that we shouldn't have. I mean, it's just you blow games like that over and over again. The Titans, really? Come on. Yeah, it's been too much for 2 years. For me,
that was a bad one.
If it were up to me, I'd move on. Personally, I'd move on, bring in new coaching staff. Let's see what we can do here. This obviously is not working at all, but I'm with Kenny too. If they decide to keep him, I'm not going to be shocked. I could totally see it going either way. But what do you think they're going to do, and what do you want them to do if it were up to you?
Let's see. I'm like 50-50 right now.
On what you think or what you want?
On
I think a lot of people are, but if you take a look, I mean, it's got to be a result-oriented business of NFL, right? It's very binary as far as wins and losses, and he just doesn't have enough wins. And that's where you want to say, like, that's where you have to move on, right? And nobody would argue with that. I mean, if you're a sales guy and you're not hitting your sales targets, you can't. The sales guy is not going to tell you either that's not hitting sales targets. Well, I should still be here. He's probably want to go. I used to be a sales manager. I used to coach people out of it. I said, man, like, how does it feel? You're sitting here, you're not hitting your leads, you're not generating enough calls, you're not like that can't be good. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I quit.
Yeah, like is it too much? Is it too much for you? Right. I can see it.
Yeah, my only thing is that we knew going into this season we weren't going to be any good, like, at all. So I feel like that had, before the season even began, they had to have had that discussion of like, hey, we know we're not going to be really good this year, but if you give us another year or so, we could turn this thing around.
But that's again where my gut feeling is, where they're not going to let him go, and that's kind of where I'm sitting, because we all said on this podcast, I was like pie in the sky guy at 8 and 9. Everybody else is 3 and whatever, or 4 wins. You know what I mean? So, so that's where it sits with me. That's why it's so hard to make a decision. But like again, in the binary part of it and the results, like they're just not there.
Yeah, I think, we had this really strong draft class overall. It looks like, our young guys look to be pretty good. So I don't know if that is enough to save, AB's job, or, I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
Well, you know what? We don't even know what their contracts are or how long they're for, do we? Like, we never found that out. We always said there was an extension, but there was never an actual, like, this is what they get, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I remember that. They never released anything on, like, Kevin's contract or AB's contract, so I don't know how long they were extended for.
A quick search says that the specific terms have been kept private. So
maybe they're done this year.
Maybe it was. The thing is, I've got no facts or anything to back anything up. I can just talk about what I see with my own eyes and hear with my ears. Kevin didn't look like he wanted to be here last year. Every press conference, every week, it was just ho-hum, like, that's when we need to just do better. We need to coach better, blah, blah, blah. We'll get it fixed every week. And then it carried over into this year. And it's like, he's given up play calling duties 2 years in a row. The offense is super stagnant, stale. Defenses have figured it out. There's no wrinkles. There's nothing new. There's no, I've already said this today, there's no accountability for anybody within the coaching staff, the players. I don't know, man. Like, I understand we blame Bubba Ventrone for the special teams. We blame Jim Schwartz for the defense sometimes. It is Kevin's team. He is the head coach. The ultimate blame goes to the top. Yep. You are the head coach. You're not just the offensive coach. You are the head coach of this whole team, and the whole team has underperformed badly, even in situations where they could have won or something, and they blow it. And how many times have we seen that?
He says it every week. He says it every week in his press conference.
Yeah.
The buck stops with me pretty much, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, I think if they do keep him around for another year, he's got to give up play calling from the get. He can't be the play caller anymore.
Yeah, I would like to get somebody else in here to install a new offense, a whole new system.
I think Tommy Reese's offense would look a whole lot different from Kevin's.
Yeah, I think so too. Everybody, things, look better here, worse here with Tommy calling plays. I'm like, it's still the same offense, guys. It's just, He's just calling the plays.
Yeah, I mean, if you switch offensive coordinators or play callers, you can't switch your playbook.
Right.
You've practiced those plays through the preseason, the entire offseason, right? And then you're not going to take, like, if you did that, it'd be like a 6-week process. You'd be a mess, and we're already a mess, so we don't need that to compound, right?
Right. Yeah, well, hey, we don't have very much longer to wait to see what happens. Just a few days into the new year, and we will know. We'll have answers to some of this stuff. But let's see, we're getting up here. Go ahead. I was going to ask if you had anything else you wanted to talk about here before we wrapped it up.
Yeah, I'm just if we bring in a whole new regime, I worry they're going to. I worry with our draft position, they're going to want to reach for a quarterback.
Totally possible. Unless, like I said this before too on the show, if ownership says this is what we're doing, like if we're going to roll with Shedeur in 2026, you've got that year to get the offense up to speed, to see what he can do. If it doesn't work out, you pick your guy in 27. Like that. I know the conversation's obviously more complicated than that when they talk about this stuff, but that's where I would be overall. Like that's if ownership wants that, but you got to look at the contract too and be like, we need this 5th round rookie to work out, guys. We really do.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm
it'll
at.
be interesting to see in 6 days now. What is it? 6 days or?
Yeah, 6 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep, it's crazy, but we're there. We've made it through. So appreciate hearing from you, Gage. Is there anything else before we go here?
Nope, that's all.
All right, man. Well, good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. I hope everybody, again, had a great Christmas. I hope you guys all have a safe and happy New Year. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day coming up here this week. And then it's into football this weekend. Browns on Sunday, playing the Bengals, wrapping up this craptastic season. Can't wait for it to be over. But at the same time, like I said at the top of the show, I'm excited for this game, excited for this matchup. Shedeur, this is your time to just shine big one last time right before the season's over against a bad defense. Just go out there and ball out. Again, going back to the Titans game, I can't say like you have to win the game because you did. Like you won that game. The coaching and the defense just didn't want to. So it's a whole team sport. Yep. Do what you can do, but just put on a show. Let's put on a show. Myles, get the freaking record. Come on.
Yeah, dude, I can agree with you more. It's the points I want to see is basically Myles get the record, Shedeur have a great game, offense look, with that.
Yeah.
And then I just want to see Schlesinger get the most number of tackles.
Absolutely. So a lot of good stuff here to watch for in the finale, especially the fact that it's over and we get to go into our Super Bowl draft season. It's going to be a ton of fun. And if you guys want to be part of these Dog Pack Discord live episodes moving forward into the offseason, talking about all that stuff, jointhedogs.com. I imagine next week's show could be pretty spicy. As long, if we do have a head coaching search, that'll probably be the main topic. We'll be chatting about whatever Shedeur and the Browns do, following this Bengals game and everything. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Jointhedogs.com. Get in there, hang out with us, have some fun. It's a good time. And we appreciate everybody who's in there supporting us. Everybody who watches the show, listens. You guys are the best. If you were here in the audience today, thank you for joining, participating, hanging out, keeping the chat going. Love hearing from you guys every week. So, Kenny, you have a safe New Year as well, and we will talk to everybody on Sunday night after the last game of the season. Let's go Browns.
Let's go Browns. Let's go Buckeyes, and Happy New Year. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.